Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the P Square podcast. This is episode 6 we're doing today, Greg. Am I correct?
No.
Yeah, boy.
My dad used to call me Nunus.
Nunus it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow!
Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning.
You guys can hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
You serious?
I follow rules, Greg. I told you.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
So, yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes. Hi everyone. Welcome to P Squared Podcast, Professional Cross Personal Podcast. Today I have Arno van Zyl. So as I normally start the podcast, we play a game first called Our Moment. So he will pick, let's say today, 5 cards from the deck, and then we'll just take it from there. So let's go.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Let's go.
Just pick a card.
Just randomly. Yeah.
Okay.
No, not from the same. Just
Okay.
pick like randomly. Let's there we go. Just 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's make it 4, 5. It's fine. Can you give it to me?
Oh, okay.
Yes. Let's see. You are in an interview now, so no lies, right?
No pressure.
Okay, let's see. What traits do you look for in friends?
In friends.
Yes.
That's a good one. An important one also. I would say, I think trustworthiness, honesty.
Okay.
I think that's a very good one. Willingness to make time and to, go out of their way to be there for you. I think that's, if I would say what I would like to be or to someone else, I think that's what I would try to be as well.
Okay. Okay, super. Second one, if someone you loved was very sick but could not afford the medicine to get better, would it be okay to steal the medicine?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you let them die?
So I feel, you're starting me out with a hard one. Like so I'm trying to take it back to the basics. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you try and, how can I say, reason out breaking the law, being, not following rules, then it does get murky. But in this case, it's tricky. So hopefully I'm never in a position where that needs to happen.
You have to make that decision. Okay, cool. Third one, what's the hardest thing about being a girl? Okay.
The hardest thing about being a girl.
Oh yeah, let's keep it that way. Yeah. I was gonna say let's change it to a boy, but let's keep it.
Can I say having to deal with guys? Is that an appropriate answer? I don't know.
Okay, I guess. Is it hard to make the choice to be kind sometimes?
I think so, yes. At the end of the day, we're all human, and you're going to have to deal with some people who might be difficult, and me, myself, will probably be difficult at some stages as well. And then other people will have to be kind, and it's an active decision, I think, to be kind every day. It's not just something that happens necessarily. So.
Okay, super. And then let's see, last one. What 2 items would you grab if your house was on fire? I swear I don't pick this card. This card shows up every episode, so I don't know what's happening.
He's lying. He put it in the deck specifically beforehand. If I'm at home, I'd say my dog. I'm not there, so I probably can't say that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's say here.
When I'm here. Ooh, good one. It's strange. I'm not really that attached to anything here. It's a lot of materialistic things. So I would say my phone, just out of practicality, and most of the important things, photos and files and whatever are on there.
Yeah.
And let's say my
Those two.
golf
Your
clubs. Yes.
I think I asked Christian this question and he said the same
Said the same
He
thing.
might have said the same thing.
What a guy.
Yeah.
I taught
But
him
now,
well.
Christian, this man is not going to take you if this house was on fire. He's going to leave you there sleeping. So, yeah.
This was assuming that he was already outside. That was not specified, Greg. I would swap. I think about it.
Okay, cool news. So let's start then. Childhood stuff. Who is Arno?
Who is Arno?
Who was Arno?
I think
Let's start first with that one.
Okay.
Follow up will come. Yeah.
Okay. So can I say where I grew up and all of that stuff?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so I'm Arno. I feel like I'm still who I was when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I don't think I've changed all that much. I think I've evolved and grown, but I've stayed pretty consistent with how I feel I grew up. So yeah, I grew up in Newcastle, in KZN, smallish little town. And yeah, I think it was a good experience growing up there.
Small little town. Then you moved to the small little town.
Of Secunda, yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay, super. Like you gave me two contacts, two guys to chat to.
Yes.
Spoke to your brother, spoke to Christian. Do you want to confess something before I bring it?
No, just hit me with it. What did they
there's
say?
nothing.
No.
You sure?
Now I'm thinking I should probably confess something, but I'm just gonna let you run with it.
Oh, you're gonna let me. I
Yeah.
need you to tell me yourself, like, this is something I just want to put out there before I catch you. So, nothing.
Okay. Let's put it out there. I like my steak medium and not medium rare. I'm sorry. It's out in the open now.
Yeah, I'm kidding, man. So you grew up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
You've been there since you started.
Yeah. My parents both moved there for work after
Yeah.
studying, met each other there. I was born there. My brother was born there. My parents still live there, so I still
Yeah.
go and visit. And yeah, now I'm in Secunda.
Okay, super. Then I'm trying to check, like, when you were young, like, what is it that you and your brother used to do that you kind of like fond of?
We were quite outdoorsy kids. I think
You
I would say
mentioned
that.
that?
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he would mention that. So if I think back, the one thing that always sticks with me is we loved climbing trees.
Yep.
It's like we always loved climbing trees. So what we do is we were lucky enough to have quite a big yard. With like lots of trees. So we'd have, each tree would be like a fort or like a...
Yeah, he told me he was like looking at the trees right now. He was like, that was something else. Like
Yeah,
looking at trees,
just
how far you guys used to go and you
climbing
were
the
young.
trees and everything. So I was very fortunate and very fond looking back of how much time we got to spend outside and climbing trees, playing with the dogs, swimming, all of that kind of stuff. And my brother's name is Dewald, and he was always involved and always part of that. So that was a big part of growing up.
Okay, super. Then just trying to check, like, in primary school, you I don't know how to put this, because you're very sporty, you're very active and all that. So from primary school, high school, maybe university, even now, so you do running,
Yes.
cycling, swimming, you play hockey, you still go for golf. What is it that you're not doing?
I haven't bungee jumped or skydived, but I'm planning on changing that. So, like I said, growing up, being active and being outdoors, I think it was sort of ingrained into me. Both of my parents were quite sporty as well. My dad, shout out Frikkie, did 11 comrades marathons. So that's sort of where that came from. My mother was a really good swimmer at school. So my brother and I both swam up until high school. And it's just since there, it's always been a part of it, a part of me. And
You must get a active partner too. But yeah.
If it works out like that, I'll be very glad. Yes.
No, okay, cool. Then just checking like if you have to explain yourself or try to remember like your academic performance in primary school. How was it like comparing it to the secondary school or high school?
I think it was pretty much the same. I don't think my marks especially changed that much. Obviously, I think the learning curve gets quite steep. I feel like secondary or like high school was harder than primary school, I would say. But again, I always worked quite hard. I was very proud of my marks, and I still am looking back. So
That's good.
that was a really important part for me. And knowing that the hard work you put in there, you will reap the benefits eventually down the line. And I think I'm a testament to that. So I worked very hard, and I'm very proud of what I've achieved.
Okay. So then seems like you're very consistent. Like you put in the work and you're reaping the rewards. So then checking the high school, you got like you were first in your high school. The thing is that's the information I'm gonna mess up right now. But in your high school, were you first like in your class or?
No, I was never first in my class. I was sort of up there, but I was never first. There were a couple of people in our class that were very, very clever and worked exceptionally hard. And it was always very cool looking up to them and, little competition, chasing each other, trying to see, what you can get. Can you reach them? So that was very good competition having that.
Yeah, but it was cool. Like, in Varsity, you got your final engineering project, got an award for it and stuff.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to achieve that. I think a big help was I really did enjoy the project that I did, and my supervisor was very involved and very caring and willing to put in the time from his side as well. And I think that made a very big influence and a big difference. So I did pretty well with my final year project, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, then if you and then trying to check, why did you move from NW to UP? Like, what was the reason for that?
Yeah, so it was so I started my first year, or I completed my first year of studies at the NWU, and then somewhere during the year, I can't remember exactly when, the bursary that I had at that stage just sort of indicated that the degree that I was studying towards was better suited at UP.
At UP,
and the degree was not offered as such at NWU.
Okay.
So it was okay. It was I was given a choice of universities to go to that offered the degree, and then I ended up choosing UP. My brother also ended up going there, and I had a couple of friends there, and it's a very good university as well.
Yeah, I also wanted to go there, but stay for another day. Then trying to get like you were into chemistry, you were into you did science and mathematics, of course, but you were into more of chemistry, chemical, and you also wanted to do chemical engineering. So how did you jump into metallurgy?
So yes, I studied metallurgical engineering. Growing up, my dad is an engineer. And
electrical?
My dad is an industrial engineer.
Yes, industrial.
He's an industrial engineer. And growing up, there was never any other option besides engineering, because I would never do medicine. I have all of the respect in the world for our doctors, but I would never be able to do that. And finance as well. Accounting was not my friend in high school. So engineering is where my passion always lied, and considered chemical engineering a lot. That's the one that I always wanted to do. And then when it came time to applying and bursaries, I was lucky enough to obtain the bursary for metallurgical engineering, and I went to study that, and here I am today.
Oh, okay, cool. Should have just kept it chemical. Where there's a lot of us.
I'll leave that to you, Greg. You are more than capable, I'm sure. That's what I hear anyway.
No.
Don't quote me.
Then you did like the extra subject like in high school.
Yes, so I had 8 subjects in high school. My high school did not offer IT as one of the main subjects that you can take.
Yeah.
So that I took that as an 8th subject, and that was a very interesting experience because obviously you have to take that outside of school hours. So we were there on Wednesday afternoons. We were there on Friday afternoons. I remember at one stage we would do it on Saturday mornings before sport. Like if let's say the rugby matches or whatever start at 8, then we'd be in class like from 6 to 7:30 or something. Okay, and Sunday evenings and all of that. So yeah, we did class in some strange hours, but that was also very rewarding and good experience. I enjoyed that a lot looking back.
Yeah.
It was one of very cool subject to have.
Yeah. Then I don't know if I spoke to your brother or was Christian. Mention like you. Now I'm playing around the 3, the primary, the high school, and all that. But you received. That's everybody that is engineer. Like during our award ceremonies, like were there any like subjects? That's what they call it, not modules in high school. Subjects like you get the awards for
In high school.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, I got an award for English first additional language.
I would never, by the way.
I loved English. It was one of my favorite subjects. My mother is an English teacher, so growing up, read a lot of books and all of that. So I was very fortunate enough to have a lot of help in that department. So I think I got that award, and that was a really cool one to get. I enjoyed English a lot.
Nah, you just wouldn't be me. Then just taking it back where we started, what would you say like is the best memory that you had with Christian?
The best memory that we had
so
with
far,
Christian. So now I need to think back. We've actually had quite a number of good memories. I would almost say our entire first VAC work period that we stayed together. That was because then you get to know the person the most. You know, that first month having to stay in a hotel room together. Just you two people. It's that was a really good experience. Training for the Ironman I think is something that's really special, and getting to share that experience with him is another one. And getting the opportunity to watch the Rugby World Cup final with him last year was a very, very cool one. Something I'll definitely always remember. So there've been a couple, I must say.
Yeah. The man's going for a half Ironman from tomorrow, 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's correct.
2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah, that's bold. Very bold.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
And you had a session this morning.
Yes, we had a big session this morning.
What did you guys do this morning?
So this morning we did a 3-hour, 15-minute cycle. It worked out at about 92 kilometers.
Yeah.
And then straight off the bike into an hour and a half run. I think that was about 14 kilometers. So all in all, it was just underneath 5 hours that we did. So those are called brick sessions. I'm not 100% sure why they call them brick sessions.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of theories online. So they say it's like the building block to your Ironman. It's like the brick to your house. Other people have said it's because your legs feel like bricks afterwards. I tend to believe that one because it was very hard.
It was very wait until
hard.
you and Christian go finish that Ironman.
But it was really, really good. It's nice pushing yourself and sort of testing your limits, seeing what your body and your mind is actually capable of, because it's a lot of a mind thing as well. Almost more so than the physical at some stages. So it's a very, very cool experience.
Yeah, but we're gonna come back to this Ironman thing.
Okay.
I'm jumping in between. But I was asking you the best memory that you had with Christian.
Yes.
What what do you think about last year when you guys shot your first buck?
That's another one, yeah. That was a very, very cool experience, yeah. So I've never had the opportunity to go hunting until last year. Christian and I have a friend that organized for us to go and to shoot, to go and hunt to get some meat. So it was a blesbok that each of us shot.
Yeah,
and it was quite cool. Both of us getting to shoot our first blesbok or whatever. Very very cool experience getting to go through the whole process and obviously getting the meat at the end of the day as well. Very cool. Fridge and freezer was stocked for quite a while, so that helped a lot. But it was really cool.
Okay, cool. Then if you had to check that you've been running, I guess maybe in high school you were running.
No, never. I ran because I had to play hockey and that was about it. So
that was about?
Yeah, so I never did athletics or anything like that. I sort of got into it because the opportunities for the other sports stopped. After university, you don't have a hockey team or anything like that. And the next best thing is just to put on tackies and go outside and start running. So I sort of got into that, started running, actually enjoyed it quite a lot. Like I said, I swam in high school and a couple of friends and I went to do the Midmar Mile last year, February. And I enjoyed that a lot. It was really, really fun as well, getting to experience the swimming and all of that again. And then just talking to people that did the Ironman or that did some type of, endurance sport or big event, just sounded very, very cool. And I already swam, I already ran, so it's like, might as well just start cycling and then just do the big one or the long ones.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know how you guys doing it. Like you're gonna do the half Ironman. You said like it's 1.9 swimming.
Yes.
Then the running is half marathon.
So it's the 1.9 swim. Then you go into a 90-kilometer cycle, and then into a half marathon. So 21 kilometers running.
21.
Yeah.
And what's your best in 2.5 marathon?
My best time.
1 hour 1 minute or something.
No, not yet. No, so
what is it?
It's 1:42.
1:42.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's quite quick. Like looking back, I'm very proud of myself for achieving that time. I put in a lot of work to get to that one. So I'd like to break that record again someday. If I can get below 1:40, I would be really pleased.
Yeah. So like the recent event that you went for was 10 kilometers.
Yeah, so that was a practice triathlon that we did.
Oh, okay.
So it's a real event, but it's a bit shorter distance than the 70.3. So I think that was like a 1.2 kilometer swim, followed by a 30 kilometer cycle, and then a 10 kilometer run.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We're just gonna keep on putting these best memories in between our conversation.
Yeah, no, that's 100%.
Yeah. Then just checking, like I asked you about again, like the best memory again that you guys shared was mostly about the holidays.
Yeah.
Where you guys just chilling in the back of the car, then just having some conversation and all that.
Yeah.
So it's just one thing that you like.
It's something that, looking back now, in a position where you're working and managing your own finances and all of that stuff, looking back and seeing everything that your parents did for you, it's a sobering experience, and it's something I feel like I never truly appreciated until now.
Now you had to do
So looking back and thinking of all the holidays that we went on and the time and sacrifices that I know they made, it's crazy to think about. But it's awesome to be in a position where you can appreciate that and be grateful for it. But with my brother specifically going on vacation, so our family some of our family lived in the Karoo.
Okay.
And each December, we road trip down. So it's a good 10, 12 hours or whatever in the car. And then, it's irritating each other all the way. And then,
but were you guys driving that by the time you...
Okay, well, at that stage, we were still primary school, so no.
Oh, okay.
We were not. My parents would have.
Okay, just why you had the best time then, because you didn't have to drive.
Yeah, we were just sleeping or watching movies or something. So
and another thing was like it's more like of a memory, the good one, and then because you traumatized them anyway. But it's a good thing. It's like every time like when you guys see each other, you'll be like making as if like you're gonna hit him and all that, and you will flinch like.
So yeah, so I'm the older brother. And
Yeah.
Dewald is about a year and a half younger than I am, and yeah, I think at some stage in my life, yeah, I would have definitely been a bit of a bully. Looking back, so sorry, Dewald. I think I've apologized before, but yeah, I think like little roughhousing and everything.
Yeah,
I should just put it out there. He put me in my place a couple of times as well. So yeah, the brotherly love is still there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good times.
Is he taller than you?
Quite significantly taller than
Yeah,
I
I saw in the picture. I was like,
He's a good couple of centimeters taller than I am. Yeah. So my dad is quite tall as well. Bit taller than I am. I think Dewald is even taller than he is. And I like sort of, I look more like my mother. I've got a lot more of maybe her genetics or everything like that. So I'm more of her height and her build. And my brother is built a bit more like my dad, bigger,
tall.
tall and everything. So,
Okay, super.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Yeah.
He mentioned like climbing the trees and all that.
Yeah, so he was always way ahead of me. So
Yeah. Then this is the funny one. You were afraid at one point that you're gonna get tested when you go to work because you had to take cough mixture.
Did Christian tell you this? Yes. So how can I put this? I'm a bit of a, what's the word? You follow all the rules.
Yep.
What's the word?
They mentioned that too.
Yes. So I'm a bit of a stickler for the rules. Is that the right word?
I feel like gonna be restricted.
Yeah, maybe. Probably, if it turns out like that. But yeah, so yeah, I like having a beer every once in a while and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm very conscious about not putting myself in a position where anything bad can happen.
Yeah.
You know, I would describe myself as quite responsible and I'm proud of that. I think that's a good characteristic.
I even spoke to you, but I was like, give me something that I can embarrass this man with. He was like, I don't know it. This man has been responsible since I've known him. Like he's like by the book, everything. Like that's him.
Yeah. I am quite according to the book. Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. So yeah.
Then the only thing that I could get that is like embarrassing or whatever is like you can. Thank God you wearing shorts. Yes, you can make English people help me out. You can make fart noises with your knees when you're young or something.
Wow. Dewald definitely told you that. I could, yes.
Can you do it now?
I won't be able to tell you if I can do it now. I haven't tried in quite a while.
I even told him, I was like, you know what? I hope you will be wearing shorts when I do it so you can try it.
You want me to try it now? Must I try it? So yes, apparently I can still do it, yeah.
You can still do it, okay.
So there's my hidden talent. So whenever I need to go on SA's Got Talent or something,
This is your
I'm a shoo-in.
Oh boy, that's really good. Can you please?
Everything that you do for content sake, you are welcome.
Super. Then you are practicing for half Ironman.
Yes.
But when you're practicing, everything just keeps on breaking. Your bicycle, every time you go out, like you just break something.
Yeah, I've had quite a number of bad experiences. So technical difficulties. So like I said, I brought the bicycle sort of with the idea of doing the half Ironman method. I never cycled before that. So I got the bicycle and then...
Oh, you never cycled before?
No, never cycled before.
Okay,
no.
please teach someone, please.
Never cycled before.
Someone is struggling with that.
Okay.
Someone I know.
We'll take that discussion offline.
Yeah, we'll take it offline.
So initially something happened and my jockey got caught in the spokes of my wheel. How I didn't end up on my face, I don't know, but I did not. I just pulled off to the side of the road, and that had to be fixed, and new parts had to be bought. So that was the first one. Then when we did that practice triathlon with a bit of a shorter distance, horrible. So we did the swim, everything went fine, started with the cycle, and I think about an hour in, I had a flat tire. So now you pull off to the side of the road, and the course that we were riding on, I think we did 6 laps of that course, which is fine, except the fact that everyone is coming past you the whole time. So now I'm there by the side of the road, having to change my tire, and I'm struggling, Greg. I think it took me a good 20 minutes or something. So people were coming past me like 2 or 3 or 4 times, and they started out with like, just go buddy, you got this. Keep
Every
going.
time like
motivating you, which is nice. Like, that's the one thing about the people in this, what can you say, fitness community or whatever. They are very supportive, and that's very, very cool. It's awesome. But later on, the people started saying things like, just keep calm, relax. Like, you are not helping. Please just ignore me. Let me do my thing. It was horrible. So
that's the thing sometimes, like, when people say, like, just relax, that's the last thing in your mind. Like, relax.
So that happened, and then that was quite a big mental thing to get over, because I was really looking forward to this event, and now my time sort of went out the window. And I think, I don't know if Christian mentioned it to you, but I was very down and negative about the whole experience afterwards. And it actually, I think I learned a lot from that experience, because I was so focused on just achieving the goal and not enjoying what I'm doing, not appreciating the fact that I am fit and healthy and can do this thing, and I have a bike and I have swimming pants and tackies and everything. So looking back on it, I reflected on that whole experience quite a lot and a long time afterwards, and I realized I did not handle it in the right way, but I learned and grew a lot out of that. So I'm now in a position where I feel like if something like that happens, and it's in life as general, it's specific to this situation, but I think in life you need to be like that, where just sort of take it on the chin, appreciate what you have, and don't get so caught up in the negative things.
Yeah, it's good to have like goals and all that, but like the journey is also very important.
It's very cool.
Very important.
Cool.
So
and I broke a spoke on my wheel like 2 weeks after that as well. And I had to change that. So needless to say,
anything for the content.
Like the last couple of weeks, the bike has just been chilling in my room, and I just went to the gym and just cycled on the static bike. Nothing can break there, or if it breaks, it's not my problem. They must try and fix it. So
okay, that's cool. Then just trying to talk about, I don't know, you very active person, sporty person. Then I'm trying to check like whatever that you get like out of the being active, out of the sports, out of being an athlete, like you somehow like channel that sort of energy into your life, maybe at work, you know, something that's not going your way, then like, okay, let's persevere. Like this is what we have to do and all that.
No, definitely. I think there's so many life lessons and areas that you can grow in your life through sport and taking part in stuff like that. I think, like I said, now the sort of the resilience or whatever, if you want to call it that. Something else that I did last year is we had a running group that we went in the mornings at 5, and being fit and healthy was a big part of that group, but almost the main focus was to stay true to your word. So how it worked was we would run on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you would commit at the start of the month or whatever. You'd say, okay, Wednesdays and Fridays I can run and I'll be here. So there was no WhatsApp group, nothing like that. You didn't message someone the night before and said, I'll see you tomorrow morning at the robot. You showed up. You just had to show up. And it was being true to your word. You told these people, you committed to them that I'll be there, and you're there. And if someone doesn't show up, you know there was a good reason for it, and you know you'll see them there the next time at that specific time. You don't follow up or anything like that. Obviously, if it's been a while and you see something's really not fine, then you check in. But so I think that consistency and staying true to your word is a very good thing. And yeah, it's a way to forget about all the troubles in the world and the work stuff or whatever. So just being out and doing something that takes your mind off all of the other stuff.
Yeah, I guess like you just like being active, doing all these things would be like your therapy.
Definitely, I would definitely say that. Yeah,
It's your therapy.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm saying because I'm just thinking about it, like from just personal experience. I'll be like, you know what, going or starting to run, like it's when you start, like it's difficult.
Yeah,
You see like I'm too slow, but in time, like you see the progress.
that progress happening.
Yeah.
Have you ever? Is someone gonna have an interview like this with you, Greg? I've never thought. I'm thinking about this now because I think you would have a lot of stories as well. Because I know this is very important to you and going to the gym and being committed.
Yeah.
Your 5 a.m. gym sessions as well.
This is not about me. You see.
I would like to hear that. So if you guys would like an episode with Greg, please comment. Greg.
We'll see. But it's just like having that mentality, like okay, if I can set like a goal, like okay, right now I'm running 5 kilometers in 40 minutes. Then maybe in 3 months I'll be running it like in 30 minutes. Then you can see even in life or at work, I can do the same thing.
Those small
if I put like the work in, then it means like, you know what,
you're gonna reap those rewards
exactly.
eventually. Yeah.
But just like you've been like, not only being an athlete, but again with work, and then the guys, both of them, they commended you for like your work ethic.
Yeah, I think
like and
that's
again,
very important to say,
and again, if you have to see it like the way I see it, I was like, of course, someone that is doing all of these things and make sure like he puts everything like they're all in like into sport. Of course, there is no way you can lack when it comes to academics or you can lack when it comes to work.
It teaches you time management as well. That's a very, very big thing, because that's something I think, especially transitioning from school and university into a working environment, is trying to make time to spend, to be with the people that you care about.
Yeah.
That's something that it's like a mindset shift you need to make. It's not a case where you just see your parents each night because you go home, or you see your friends because you stay in race together, or you see them in class.
Yeah.
It's you go to work and you come home and there's certain things that you need to do, so you do them, and then it's finding time and space to, to be with the people that you care about. So that's another skill I feel like this sort of teaches you and works on.
Yeah. We grow up, we learn a lot of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Then just checking like now you studied metallurgy and now metallurgical engineer. Okay. For myself, I got it right for the first time.
Okay.
First go metallurgical.
There you go.
Because there's like a tongue thing happening there.
Two
but
L's.
So metallurgical engineer. So like if someone that wants to start their career, like metallurgy, what would you tell them, like what is metallurgy, if you have to explain to them?
So the name tells you something about it. So it does have a lot to do with metals and minerals and everything that we get from the ground.
Yeah.
And then also what we do with all of those things. So metallurgy has 2 distinct fields that you can go into. So it will be the extractive, so where you get it from the ground, and then your physical, which is what you do sort of afterwards. So a lot of graduates will go into mining and processing facilities, and that can be for almost any commodity you can basically think of. So it'll be copper is obviously one of the big ones at the moment.
Okay.
And then iron ore, gold, platinum, coal, anything you can think about. So mining is quite a big part of that. And then the processing of all of those minerals in the various smelters and plants. And then physical metallurgy, which is where I am currently applying my trade in, which is the managing and, not specifically producing, but the managing of those materials. So I work with a lot of equipment like pressure vessels and heat exchangers, columns, that kind of thing. and managing the corrosion on them. If, for instance, something were to fail, we conduct failure investigations, find out why it failed and how to stop it from happening again, ideally. Doing repairs, all of that kind of asset management, I would say, is the overarching discipline.
Yeah, I remember last year when Juin shut down, we had to call
We spent quite a lot of time together, Greg and I. It was a good experience as well, yes.
Yeah, it was like good. I was like, oh, get the metallurgy guys, like they will know this. I was like, okay, let's go.
And if I don't know, I'll find someone who does. So.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
There's always like help out there, like
That's
someone
true.
that knows. So
That's true.
yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, then the kind of areas that you're exposed to, like it right now in your training, like what is it like? I don't understand the rotation. How does it work? Like which areas have you been exposed to?
So our rotations are structured. In our first year, we get to spend a lot of time seeing operations.
Okay.
In our second year, we move into projects. And then in our third year, we'll move into specialization. So our first year, we get to spend a lot of time with inspection department. So specifically looking at all of the techniques used to find defects.
Okay.
So that would be any of your MPI, so magnetic particle inspection, dye penetrant testing, basically looking for cracks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we move into fabrication, where we work on in the workshops that repair and build new vessels. So any vessel, heat exchanger, drum, whatever you can think about. Then we have a reliability rotation as well, where we see a lot of, how the strategies are implemented for maintenance and repairs on equipment, and a lot of welding specifically as well. We see that in the fabrication workshop, and then looking at the technical aspects. Welding is quite an involved process. It's not just joining two metals with a bit of heat involved. It does get very, very involved and complex and interesting as well.
But do they allow the engineers to do that? Or
No, so the engineers don't weld specifically.
Okay.
No, so we are involved with implementing the processes, writing the procedures according to which the skilled and qualified people actually do the welding.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then now, like when you in projects, like is it different? Like how
So in projects specifically now, it's projects as well, and then also the specs and the governance and the quality assurance that goes with that.
Yeah.
So that would be basically a lot of the welding as well. So everything that is built needs to be welded basically, because all of it is metallic in some form. Lots of different materials involved, but at the end of the day, a lot of metals that need to be joined together.
Okay. So
And that would be writing those ones, doing material selections, that kind of stuff, yeah.
okay, cool. Then like now, since you've been secunda, sticking to the work part, what would you say like this is the best thing about our work?
I would say the best thing, one of the best things, it's hard to just choose one, but I think one of the best things about where I'm at the moment is having the ability to learn, and the people I think that are willing to teach.
Yeah.
I think, going into a work environment, I always had this mindset that, okay, I'm just going to be expected to deliver and do stuff now. And that's an important part. You have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders as well, but it's the support system that goes with it that I don't think you always realize that you're going to have that. And I don't know if it's always there depending on where you end up. But I think where I'm fortunate enough to definitely have that. And just the wide variety of things that you're exposed to in terms of now specifically the metallurgical field. So all of the different damage mechanisms and materials, and it can get very involved, like I said, and very interesting.
Yeah, that's one thing I like, especially in training. Not really, but based on conversations again, I feel like being in training, you are allowed to learn from your mistakes and all.
Definitely,
it's a good thing, and there's a support system that is set there. So and the guys, like, that's one thing. I used to think like, okay, you know what? I come to a work environment, I have to deliver. No need for mistakes here. But there are guys here like willing to help you, they understand like your situation.
We're still human at the end of the day. So
exactly.
And that's the thing. Even though we're in a very technical field, both of us are engineers, but at the end of the day, you still deal with people, with real human beings. And yeah, that's something that you won't ever be able to take away. And it's so nice having to work with people, getting to see how they would approach a problem, getting to deal with them. It's so interesting and you learn so much from that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wouldn't have met you if I never came here. So that's a very good thing about my work as well, as I met Greg. And
That's
Greg
not a
met
good
me. So that's a very good thing for him as well.
Yes, because I'm learning a lot. That's really great. Yeah, then for someone that is, let's say, the young Arno there that is in varsity, they're like putting this pressure on them, like to perform and to come into the work environment. What advice would you give them?
Work hard and have grace with yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be perfect. No one is ever perfect. But put in the work, ask the questions. Don't stop asking questions. Don't just say, oh, okay, no, it's fine, I'll just leave it. Just ask a question, figure it out, work hard, and then at the end of the day, that's all you can do. And what will happen from there will happen.
Yeah.
And being in a position where you can make peace with that is very important.
Yeah, I see. Then what we say is the but it's more like one of the best things but specifically to the training that you're receiving. What is one thing that you'll always be grateful for?
Always be grateful for. Sure. I think it's very cool the way that we have a very set structure and it's a very structured program that we're moving through. But then what I'm also grateful for in that is being able to help and be involved in other work as well. So I have a really good mentor, very, very, very good mentor in my department, and being able to help him with some work and, learning things sort of along the way as well. And it's always, going that bit extra, don't just do what's expected.
Yeah.
But do a bit more, always try and do a bit more. So I'm grateful for those opportunities.
Yeah. And I think it's just like the opportunities, like, when you're in varsity, you're working on this thing, it might not get implemented, but you're working on real problem. This is something that's happening right now.
It's something that needs to be solved
next week, next month, like it's happening.
Yeah, it's a tangible thing. It's very cool.
So like people like are reliant, like, okay, this guy is capable of doing this.
Yeah.
They're relying on you and all that.
It's very cool.
It's just like having that thing, like, okay, I'm doing something meaningful. I didn't just go to varsity to get a degree and,
You don't just do it to get a mark on a test at the end of the day.
Yeah, you do that to get a mark there, don't you? Yeah, well, okay, cool. Then talking about good things about work, what is the hardest thing about your work, your line of work?
The hardest thing?
Yeah.
I would say our work or my discipline is very, it can get very theoretical.
Yeah.
There's a lot of knowledge that you need to either have or have access to. And that's very tricky, having to identify a specific damage mechanism, for instance, or know when a certain material is applicable in a certain case. That's very theoretical. And sometimes that can get quite daunting because you don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of unknowns, and then it's falling back on sound engineering judgment. And again, asking the question, getting help from people who might be more knowledgeable than you, because there's always going to be someone more knowledgeable than you and someone who will be able to help. So knowing and almost being knowing and doing that can sometimes be a bit tricky. And
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's super. Oh, yeah, I see. But since you started, how have you adapted to this environment?
I've adapted to Secunda specifically quite well. I'm really enjoying where I am at the moment.
Yeah, you adapt very well because you're from a small town again.
Yeah. I think the environment that I grew up in is very similar to this environment. Studying in a city was a change, and then coming here was another change. But I think I enjoyed adapting to that, and adapting to the working environment specifically was challenging in a completely different way. Again, having to manage your time, manage relationships, manage money for one, And that, I feel that took a bit longer. And I also won't say I'll ever be finished adapting and learning.
Yeah.
But let me hit you with a quote, the only constant is change, Greg. If you didn't know. So, always adapting to that. But yeah, it's a continued experience. And I think for now, I'm happy with where I am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Then just trying to check with work, man. While you explaining now, I had this question, but it just went out. Yes. I'm trying to check the metallurgical guys. They work like in our environment, energy business, something in our area like Sasso. But can you go in other fields, or how is it? Because I know, like for example, the process guys can go to banking, they can go to consulting. So like for metallurgy as well, can they? Well,
so if you go in the metallurgical specific field, like I said, it's sort of from getting the things out of the ground. So that would be any mining. Mining is typically metallurgists that are involved there.
Okay.
Then any kind of manufacturing, specifically looking at fabrication, so like a steel mill or any kind of environment like that. And then the more physical asset management where I am now. So those are the main areas.
Yes, okay.
Transitioning into other disciplines is very possible. So thinking or looking at the number of metallurgical engineers that go into, for instance, reliability, which is a very
I thought it was more mechanical guys.
It's mechanical, electrical. It's quite a wide variety of people that can go into that discipline, and that's data analysis, statistics, looking at those kind of things. And then I think engineers in general are important or appreciated for just their problem solving abilities. So wherever you can apply problem solving, I think you can end up going there.
Yeah, very super. Then gonna close off now. Then
You're
just
tired of me already, Greg. Sure. But no, it's fine.
Okay, I see how it is. This is what your brother was talking about. You are a bookworm as well. So like give me 3 books that you enjoyed most.
Ooh. Didn't expect this question. It's a good question. Let me think. I don't know if you've ever read Lord of the Flies. That was
Definitely not.
Quite an interesting book. I think, if I remember correctly, it's either a prescribed book, either in the USA or in South Africa. I can't remember exactly which one, but I know it's one of those prescribed, recommended books that people read.
Let's put it, fiction or non-fiction?
I think it would depend on the type of fiction specifically, because I'm not...
It is fiction.
Oh, this book.
Yeah.
This is a fiction book. I thought you asked if I prefer fiction or non-fiction.
Like I was saying this one.
Yeah, no, it's a fiction.
That's why now.
It's a fiction book.
I like real stuff.
Okay,
like
so biographies or historical.
Yeah, something like things that you can learn from,
Yes.
Currently just reading the Atomic Habits.
Yes.
That's the one reading. And there's a couple of them there at home. I need to dust them off and read.
Okay, so please hit me with your top 3.
I don't read much. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. Still getting there.
I just got another book, the Varsity book.
Oh, right. Yeah. His biography. Yes.
Yeah, I got that one.
I think that would be a very interesting read as well.
Yeah, I got it as a birthday gift. So I'm just gonna read that one.
Nice. Someone knows you very well. It's a good gift. Very good gift. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got me that one. So I just finished this book currently. Then I'll just jump into that one.
Okay, that's a very cool one.
Yeah. But again, you said like that's one. Second one.
Another one that I enjoyed quite a bit. It took me 2 reads to get my head around it, but it's Catch-22.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you're familiar with. So obviously there's the saying that you're stuck in a Catch-22. So that originated from the book.
Oh, I see.
So that was a very good book. It's sort of like a satire, historical fiction, if I can put it like that. So it plays off in World War II on an island off the coast of Italy.
Okay.
But very interesting and thought-provoking book looking into war and sort of just the morals and everything surrounding war. So that was quite an interesting book. And a third one, let's see. Should probably pick a non-fiction one now.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm hitting a blank now, but I do enjoy some non-fiction books as well. Biographies.
My thing was just like whatever that I'm reading, it has to be like something that is real or something that someone has went through, and I can learn from the experience.
Yes,
like that.
I like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings as well. Those are good books.
It's not real.
But they're very well written, very good books.
I don't want to be like in an imaginary space, like, oh, this is something that can happen.
I hear you. But then I feel that's a part of the appeal as well, because it takes you into a whole new world, and it sort of takes you out of the day-to-day things happening here. So that's also a very good part about it.
Okay. I see. Then what is this? It was the reading part, and then I'm trying to think. There was something else.
Is it not on your notes?
It might be, it might not.
Just check the notes.
But I can't go through everything, So,
I'd like to go through those notes, eh? Are we allowed to see them afterwards?
No, you're not allowed to see anything here. But it's just like but now, let's leave it. Just another time.
Another
come
time.
Back to it.
On part 2.
Part two of it. I'll make this
follow up a year later, see how we changed, how we grew.
Yeah, but let me see. Then we're just gonna play again our moments. Just close it off.
Okay.
And so this time, how many cards do you wanna close?
How about 2?
No.
Okay. You told me to pick a number. Let's go with 5 again. I feel 5 was a good number.
Okay. So let's make it quick. Yeah.
Let's take
different deck.
This one.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, those are 4.
Okay. He's been strict with me now.
I follow rules, Greg. I told you.
Okay, let's see. What do you do to cheer yourself up when you feel down?
So, running, I would say that's, or like exercise in general.
Yeah.
I would say my faith is quite important to me as well. So I just fall back onto my faith.
Yeah.
If I'm feeling down or anything like that.
Yeah, and it was one of the things that we discussed. I was like, I know this man's Christian, so like being running was one of the therapy. I was like, being a Christian again. Yeah. Definitely. So like it was one of your therapy. So yeah. What could our family do that will make the world a better place?
Our family.
Yes. Let's say our family in Secunda.
Yes. Sure. That's a deep one. I think
help each other become better engineers.
Definitely. Definitely. I think there's a lot of positive change and impacts that we can make as engineers in our country and in the world, definitely. Yes, I think be an example to the people around you. And this is not just our family, that's people, everyone in general.
Yeah.
I think if everyone works a bit harder and just tries their best, then be a good example. And be there for each other.
Yeah. Applies to everybody. Just be there for each other. Be example to one another. So, what would you ever change your name? If so, what would be your new name?
So I don't think I would change my name. I quite like my name. It's quite interesting. So I'm the oldest, and my family name. So my dad's name is Frikkie. My granddad has the same name. My great granddad. I think there's a couple of generations
go back. Tell me you didn't get Frikkie.
So no, my name is not Frikkie. It's just Arno.
So you'll take that Frikkie.
It's just Arno. Yeah, I don't have a second name or anything like that. And it's sort of that sort of stopped with me. But I quite like my name. I don't think I'd change it.
But Do you have a nickname? But like, if funny name, I don't know.
So my dad used to call me Nunus.
Nunus it is.
Yeah. Because Arno.
Yeah.
So just like the end of the name. And I think I had a t-shirt that had that on it. So my dad used to call me that when I was younger, and a couple of my friends, especially from high school, would sometimes still call me Nunus. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. This is Nunus, guys. Welcome to what's your favorite song and why?
Favorite song and why?
Yeah.
Now I need to think what's in my Spotify playlist at the moment. So I feel like it's a cliche answer, but I listen to a bit of everything.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say it's just one specific genre or anything. Ask me another question and let me think about that one a bit.
Okay.
That's an important one.
Yeah. Last one. If you could ask anyone for help, who would it be and why?
Anyone on any topic, I would say my dad. I think
Okay.
if I'm ever in a tight spot or something, I'd call him.
Yeah.
And I trust his judgment. I think like he and my mother know me quite well. And yeah, I have a lot of trust in them and I love them a lot and I know they love me. So
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, whatever advice, for instance, that they would give me would come from the right place and I trust them. So
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. Okay, so coming back to the song.
Yeah, the song.
The song, yo. And I put my phone in the other room, otherwise I could have checked now.
You can dance to compensate for it.
I'm definitely not doing that. I'm definitely that. I think I'd break your camera or something. Let's see. I like country music quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if you know Zach Bryan is the guy's name. I like some of his music, so I'm just going to say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, super. Closing off. Yeah. Give me. No, not actually. Give me. Give me some. Actually, give me like some wise words.
Some wise words.
Then for this one, should be specifically because I didn't ask about it that much. Should be like some wise words from the Bible.
From the Bible. Okay. Yo, you're really putting me on the spot here. John 3:16. I think that's always a good place to start. So, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
Yeah.
So anyone who so believed in him would be saved. I think that's the essence of the gospel. And if you would like to start anywhere, start with the gospels. And that's where I think you'll see Jesus' heart the most. So
That's it. Find it. Then outside of the Bible, what would you say? Can be work ethic, can be anything.
sure,
whatsoever.
I feel like I've told you enough about that. Have fun. Find something you like, within reason. Like
Yeah.
don't do silly things, but find something you like, something that brings you joy and fulfillment and peace, and do as much of that as possible.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Super. If we didn't discuss it into detail, just know this man's work ethic to do everything is by the book. There's more like there's a yes and a no. There's no in between. So this is your man, and it's been great knowing you.
Thank you, Greg.
So far, you haven't annoyed me or anything like that. So
I think getting here may have annoyed you quite a bit. So just so that you guys know, I think this was probably the longest and hardest interview to get organized. But we made it in the end, and I'm glad you did. So.
yeah, and just thank you for agreeing to be in the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's been months. It's been months that I need to get this man into podcast.
I remember when we only arrived, we we went to play touchies that one day, and then you told
Yeah.
us about this. And this was at the beginning of the year. That was those early
Was
days.
it beginning of the year or last year?
Yeah, no, it was last year.
Yeah, last year.
But when I say beginning, I mean beginning of last year. Like,
Yeah.
like it's been coming.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, we just like the planning and everything, but yeah.
Yeah, and on that note, this is a very cool platform, and I think it's a very good message. Reaching people and giving them an insight into the working life and real people making that transition. So
Yeah.
keep it up. I think it's very, very needed and very good. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, Greg.
Thank you. And don't ever change. We need like
I'll try.
a lot of people like you who stick by the book and everything. Don't go with the wind.
Okay.
So yeah, so just keep being true to yourself, and I
Thank you, Greg.
appreciate you.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And then to all people watching there, so yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Cheers.